Hey guys, Scott back again with a new beer dissection video. Depending on when you're watching this, some of you are brand new to the channel. Some of you watch maybe one video or sporadically. I always like to pick up compilation packs. Sam Adams, Southern Tier, they're the ones that they usually have 2 to 4 or 5 different styles of beer, and they have like 2 or 3 in each style. Because I always feel you get a good cross section of, kind of a taste, a cross-section of the flavors of a particular brewery or different beers that they have in there. And today's no different. I've been, at the filming this video, I've been doing a pack from Oskar Blues, brewery. I think they have distribution based out of, I think, Colorado, Texas, North Carolina. So I guess they're branching and they got beers going everywhere. And they're not brand new brewery. They've been around. I just did a review on Mama Little Yellow Pills. That was the one that I had maybe 2-3 years ago. And that's in this pack, as well as Dale's Pale Ale. And so they've been around for a little bit. They're definitely still craft. The one I have today is American Pale Lager, which I think I'm going to find very interesting because I don't know if they're trying to just make like a regular like Budweiser or Miller or a clone of that. It says 95 calories, heat the can, and 2.5 carbs. So I think when I pour this out, again, I've never had this before, I'm going to be looking at something like that, but maybe an upscale version of American Lager, maybe hopefully with a little bit more hop and malt flavor and aroma to it. It's at 4.2% alcohol, which is right in the wheelhouse of the Beer Judge Certification Program parameters for American Lager. A little rusty on the numbers. That was 2.8 to 4.2, and I think it's 4.2 to 5.3 for American Lager. The preceding number was for the light lager. I could be a little rusty on that. But again, so far so good reviewing these beers. So this is Oskar's Lager, which is their version of American Pale Lager. I probably, if you haven't already seen it, probably had flash on the screen what the 15-pack looks like. And so far as I've been reviewing these at the filming of this, I've been pleasantly surprised. Not surprised, I know they're a good brewery, but I should just say pleasantly happy for my purchase of this 15-pack. Okay, so let's pour this bad boy out. I have nothing really special here, my typical kind of tulip-shaped glass. Again, American Lager. We're expecting something like, straw to maybe a light gold at the very most. Light-bodied, not too dominant with hops and flavor, but I am hoping this one has a little bit more hops, flavor, and aroma than our typical Budweiser and Miller. Those are meant to be very crushable, easy drinking. You don't want those styles to be very dominant in the hops, like you would drink in an IPA or a West Coast IPA. So if that's what they're looking for, we'll see what they do here. So this should be a very easy drinking beer. Let's take a look. Kind of got a nice sparkling white head here. Looks like it's going to be fleeting, similar to an American Lager. But there is a nice, you see there is like, some, like if you're doing a meringue, kind of peaks there from the head. So that looks pretty nice. And the color right now is kind of spot on. It's that straw, medium, light to medium straw color, perfectly clear, which again, for style is ideal. So again, when I say for style, when they do the Beer Judge Certification Program, there's guidelines on aroma, color, bitterness, a lot of other characteristics. And if they're trying to do an American Lager, so far by the look of it, it seems to be matching up from my studying at least, and my experience with it. Okay? So anyway, guys, let's sniff this aroma before we lose it, because I'm sure it's not going to be that strong. Yeah, it's, you kind of got that light, floral, herbal, maybe slight spicy character. Very light though, definitely more subdued than Mama Little Pills that I just reviewed on this channel. But it smells like an upscale Budweiser Miller, It's not overpowering with that herbal, spicy, kind of minty kind of hops, but enough that you definitely know you're not smelling a classic, when it says American lager on the can, like a Coors, a Budweiser, a Miller. You definitely have a little bit more. It's kind of a little bit closer to between like a Budweiser and like a classic German Pils, somewhere in between, because there is more, definitely smell the hops. Okay. And again, the color is kind of spot on. It's sitting there. It's kind of very pale, and this should be very easy drinking, So even the malt, I kind of just get a hops aroma here, even though it's not that overpowering. The aroma on the malt, you're going to get that doughy flour kind of raw dough kind of aroma for something this light. It's probably just using basic two-row or Pilsner malt. I don't know, if you watch my video on American lagers, I go in the whole history, how they had to use 6-row and it was cloudy and they used corn and rice. This one, who knows? I don't know the grist. They could be using some corn or rice here, which the advantage to that quickly is that it can produce fermentable sugars, but give you a lighter body to the beer, which is usually what you're trying to achieve with American lager. Okay, you can watch that video. I go into more detail about it. But anyway, let's take a swig of this. Cheers, guys. Yeah. Very kind of crisp, medium carbonation, very light body. Again, white bread, dough, flour, kind of malt. Very subtle, though. Extremely subtle. Probably the most subtle, definitely a lot more subtle than Mama's Little Pils. And it is, I'm not going to say this is better than drinking Budweiser, Miller, name your American lager, but it is along those lines. There's really not a lot of malt or hop dominance here on the taste buds. The bitterness is extremely low. It's probably sitting in at 8, 10, 13 IBUs. Very refreshing, though. But again, extremely subdued. And that's not a knock. I think that's what they're aiming for, because they put American lager, pale lager on here. I don't even know why they put pale, but American lager on there. Because it kind of aligned with that. There's no real dominance of malt or hops like you get in a lot of other beers. So I think they nailed it for hitting the American lager. Now, I'm enjoying it because it's one of those quaffable, crushable beers again, that a thirst quencher, very subtle hops, great for summer day. Instead of grabbing and buying a 12-pack of Corona or Modelo or Dissection, this Oskar lager is a nice neutral craft beer that I would recommend. So listen, in the world of beers, I would only rank it like, I wouldn't probably buy a 12-pack of this. In the world of beers, I'd probably give it a C+. In the world of American pale lagers, okay, nailing the style, I'd give it an A, if you understand that. I think they crushed the style. It's just, would I buy a 12-pack of this? Probably not. If I had the 15-pack in there, I definitely would enjoy it, especially on a hot summer day. This is kind of almost like a cream ale, lawnmower type of beer, but definitely upscale from Miller and Budweiser and all your other domestic lagers that are out there. But you can see, but it does drink very light like that. And that's kind of what you want. This is what we expect from this style of beer. So, again, I would say aroma and flavor of the hops, it's up a tad from your Miller, your Budweisers of the world, but still very easy drink and crushable. The carbonation is kind of, moderate. Again, no dominance of hops or malt here, which is, again, what you want in American lager when guys are trying to brew it, as well as, the beer judges that are out there that grade these beers. I feel it's pretty spot on. And low-bodied, very easy to drink. Definitely, without a doubt, like a German Pils, very crushable. Can go with any type of food, light white fishes, anything that you would drink as a thirst quencher would be fantastic with this. If you're looking with mozzarella cheese or something very, flatline type of fare, that would be great. So anyway, guys, I would recommend this. I always hate grading sometimes because, there's different parameters, like is a beer overall versus a beer per style, would you buy it, or is it a economical beer, vice versa, things like that. So again, Oskar Blues Brewing Company. Okay, I'm doing the compilation pack. This is their Oskar's lager. Very neutral. I would say an elevated American lager. I wouldn't say this is like Budweiser, but when it comes to the very subdued hop flavor and aroma, as well as the malt is not dominating either. Nothing's dominating, but that is American lager for you. This is ideal for that. So I would definitely recommend it. So if you do pick up that 15 pack, I wouldn't throw this beer to the back. If you have someone that likes those types of beers, take it. If you're an IPA guy, you're going to have a problem with this beer, okay? Especially if that's the only thing you like to drink, or you want like a triple bourbon oaked stout. This is not for you. It's good for high consumption, easy drinking, low alcohol, thirst quencher. This is spot on. All right, guys. So till the next beer dissection, today's beer dissection was Oskar's Lager from Oskar Blues. I'm sure I had it popping over my shoulder several times. Until the next video, guys, have a great day. Take care.